Welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Jason
and Kelly, or not Kelly,
Erik. You know that you're half dwarf, right?
I think
What if I'm
Erik,
the Brad Pitt of dwarf kind?
Kelly, his wife, fucked it a lot.
What's up, guys? It's Steve. I had hair when I was younger.
Like, watch this, guys. I'm gonna totally make them do it.
What's up, guys? It's Steve with Hab Gaming, and welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Erik.
And Kelly.
And this week we watched Jingle All the Way, directed by Brian Levant, written by Randy Cornfield, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, and Phil Hartman. IMDb synopsis: a father vows to get his son a Turbo Man action figure for Christmas. However, every story is sold out of them. That's weird. Every store is sold out of them. That wasn't the writing. It was me being weird.
Every story sold out of them.
Yeah. However, every store
was going for his own like Kirk or Christopher Walken cadence.
just kind of slow and weird and pauses
just breaking
all over
up
the
in
place.
weird spots.
However, every store is sold out of them, and he must travel all over town and compete with everyone else in order to find one. So, what do you guys think?
Erik hates this movie for some reason, and I don't really understand because growing up, my brother and I really liked this movie. Like, yeah, maybe not so much right now as an adult, but as a kid, my brother and I really liked it. And we couldn't stand the little boy because he was very whiny and like, me. But I think now as an adult, I kind of get why the kid's annoying and why he's acting that way.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember watching this movie.
no?
Really?
I remember the bits and pieces. Like, I knew at the end of this he was going to be in the Turbo Man suit and all that stuff. But the only reason I knew that the kid was in there, Jake Lloyd, was because you guys said something last week. I did not know Phil Hartman was in here. I did not know shit about this. I knew Sinbad was in here also. So, but I don't remember watching this. I was watching it. My mom was in here too, and she's like, "Why did we never watch this movie, did we?" I was like, "Nope, never seen it."
So I don't necessarily hate the movie. Okay, well, the first time I seen this movie was the year and what when was it made again?
I think 96.
96.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we would have been in like 8th grade when I seen it, or seventh or 8th grade. So we watched the movie, and I'm sitting there thinking, this kid has a dad who will actually go to the store to get him a present.
Yeah.
He apologized for missing his karate class, and he, danced around in his room like a goofball putting on a thing. I was like, me and Robert looked at each other, and we were like, we should just go drive to that guy's house and beat the shit out of that kid, and then trade spots.
Because he was so
And
whiny,
then we'll
and his
have-
dad was trying as artist.
Yeah, his dad
least,
was like working his ass off,
Making breakfast.
I mean, here he is. Fucking Arnold is at work, working his ass off like Christmas Eve, struggling. He's like he woke up and made breakfast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that, but like she just got up and here's all these like scrambled eggs and shit. He got up and made breakfast, and the whole time he knows that Phil Hartman is pounding his wife. And finally,
Trying
after
his darnest, at least.
yeah, no, he was pounding her.
No, the way she swings out of that arm around
That's
her.
because she's seen how hurt her husband was when he was standing there in front of the car and was like, oh shit, he saw me. I better make a show of this. And he ran away before she did it. But here he is. The howitzer is just getting fucking cuckolded by that asshole. And he's still trying for his kid. I mean, like my whole thing, the entire first thing in the movie, I'm like, why the fuck would he get why the hell would he be the one responsible for getting the toy? He's clearly working his ass off for money. It doesn't look like she does much. I think a trip to the store is not too much to ask.
Yeah.
And
it's like they do have money, so it's not like her car's broken down or whatever and she just can't get into town.
yeah.
So
Well, she's too busy with that, Hartman hog inside of her nonstop.
oh man.
Well, the whole fucking thing. He's like, all right, I'm gonna tell you right now. If I call home and there's the neighbor dude who's clearly fucking the other housewives in my house, answering the phone,
Eating your cookies.
eating eating my. All right, I'm gonna tell you what. If there's a neighbor lady in the house eating my cookies, I'm gonna be digging a hole about 4 hours from then,
Damn it.
and they'll never find them. I know where to
My
put
fucking
holes.
cookies.
My fucking cookies. They're gonna give me diabetes, not you. Stay the fuck away from my cookies. Sons of bitches. Anyways, I mean, so that part of the whole movie used to drive me nuts because it's like, you know, my dad worked hard and did all that stuff, and we were never busting his balls because he couldn't be home being Mr. Mom or whatever. And we were like, you got to go to work and earn money. We get it. And that kid still had nicer shit in his house than we did.
Yeah.
I mean, he had fucking all that cool posters. They're actually getting him the fucking action figure. You know? I mean, I remember multiple Christmases where I'm like, fuck, I want this one. This is going to be the motherfucker. Who the fuck asked for this? Did anybody ask for this? And then basically it was like my mom would just drive by with a cart, stick her hand out, whatever was in there, that's what she got.
You got that weird Spanish one that spoke only Spanish, and like the arms were falling off and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, what was nice is our grandma would generally, like, she was kind of funny because you could send her a Christmas list and she would get you the stuff that you asked for on the Christmas list and then give you some money, and you'd end up with whatever you wanted for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, shit, she was the one who got us a PlayStation.
Well, that's that's what grandparents get to do. They get to spoil the kids and then just like go, I'm out, you know. So
yeah. Well, the PlayStation almost ended in disaster because my mom tried her best to keep it.
yeah.
She's like, we're going to set this up in the living room so I can play it. And my grandma caught wind of that, luckily. I knew that was... See, we had done this before with a Nintendo. The Nintendo got put in the front room, and then we weren't allowed to touch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what ended up happening then is I knew that I had some inkling that was going to happen, and I told my grandma, I'm like, yeah, so my mom said that you gave this to her, and, you know, she was going to put it in the thing, and then my grandma's like, no, I gave it to you boys. You're supposed to put it in your room right in front of my mom. So my mom was out of bullets. And I was like, I outsmarted your ass. And then, you know, that became my video game addiction. So my mom might have done me a favor. That's not really true because I actually got addicted to video games playing MMOs on my PC.
So if you guys want a Turbo Man doll, you can get one for only $500.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Jeez.
$500.
Like
That's a real bargain.
Is that on eBay, right?
This is on Amazon.
Okay.
I haven't looked on eBay yet.
Because according to IMDb, you can buy them on
that's
eBay.
what made me go look them up.
Oh, gotcha.
So, let's see what eBay
I wanted to, but a baby stopped me. So
there you go. You can get one for $100 on eBay. eBay is way better for that.
Why would you want a Turbo Man doll?
I don't know.
Because you're a fan of...
Why am I calling it a doll? It's an action figure.
I don't know. What's wrong with you?
So specific
They even
on
said
the box,
they even corrected it in the movie. It's not a doll.
I know. We used to have action figures, and my grandpa called them dolls. Like, it's freaking Batman. All right, look, he does action stuff. Bam, he knocked that guy out.
I used to have a whole lot of like Ninja Turtle ones. So those were my action figures. I didn't really have like Batman action figures or anything like that. Batman
action figures were always terrible because there was those Kenner ones with the stiff legs.
Yeah.
And most of the time, no bending arm. So you got a toy with it that guy can basically like get in a bend over and take it stance.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you're like, okay.
That's
Do you remember
cool
the Spider-Man?
I see I never got Spider-Man ones either. Yeah. I didn't get any of that shit.
What?
Yeah. I got fucking, let's see, I got Ninja Turtle action figures, and I had like WWE action figures.
Those are probably
I
fun.
feel like I had some G.I. Joe ones.
GI Joes were cool. They were so flexible.
and probably a couple of Transformers. That's why I liked the Ninja Turtle ones, was because all the joints and stuff like that moved on those things. But
Yeah.
because of the fucking shell, they were super, like, they weren't balanced right, so you could never stand them up straight. They'd always like have to lean hunched forward so they wouldn't fall over.
Yeah, I know what you mean. My brother had them, and I played with them, and I was like trying to do things, and I'm like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
You guys stood them up. We always just hung on to them and then smashed them into other toys.
Well, I'm sure we did that too, but sometimes you need to stand up.
Yeah, especially when
I actually never thought of that. I don't.
I mean, you can't be like swinging from whatever and then order a pizza. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Whatever teenage Ninja Turtles did. I don't know.
They rode skateboards and ordered pizzas. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had it.
I know we had a skateboard. I don't know. It's been over. I don't even know. I don't even want to know how many years it's been.
There's also that van that shot like fucking manhole covers out, which is in the second new Ninja Turtles movie, and I was super happy about that. So.
Oh, I think I remember commercial, but I don't think.
Did you get that?
I did get that.
Oh my god,
that was one of the best fucking things ever.
So. That's awesome, dude. Mm-hmm. I really wanted one of those, but they sold out.
Yeah.
You know, like I think they sold out like the 22nd of December, and my mom does all of her shopping on the 23rd. So,
at least that's what she told you, huh?
No, like we knew because like we knew where all of her hiding spots were.
Oh,
you know, because it's pretty hard. Like, what is my mom going to do? Leave them in the car? That's not a good idea. Then she has to put them somewhere. So she'd put them in her room, and her room only has so many places because when they left, we went over every square inch of that place. So then we had we'd do a Dan distraction scenario where Dan would go in and then tell her some story about, generally one of us would literally volunteer to get spanked to distract her. So yeah, Dan would go in and make up some story about how one of us had done something, and while the middle one, the other person was getting a spanking, the one would generally be in the bedroom there, looking through everything, and we'd find the toys.
Oh my gosh!
So, holy shit! It was literally like, I remember we did that like 3 days in a row, and finally on the 23rd, I found where the hiding spot was. And I actually decided not to look. I was like, don't do it. I'm really happy I didn't look. The next year, I seen some TV show where they use Steam and opened up a present. So I did that, and it was like the one I was really excited about.
Oh.
My mom nailed. So on like in the middle of the night on the 24th, not like the 23rd to the 24th, right. I found out that I got the toy that I was really excited for, and it completely ruined that Christmas for me. It took all the magic out of it, the whole works. I was like, oh, that's the one I really want. Why couldn't it have been some other toy? And then that's when I was like, all right, this was...
What couldn't be the shitty one she usually gets us?
Yeah. I mean, I felt so bad, too. I just felt so guilty.
I did that at Easter time, actually. One time I seen my mom's list of what she was going to get each kid. And that time on the list for me was a jump rope that you put into the hose. So it has it was like a water sprinkler jump rope. And I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. I don't even know what that is. I was just my mind was started like go freak out, right? And then come Easter morning, it wasn't there. And like, what the? But she said she got it. What? Oh, how do I know? How? Don't say anything because she knows you had. Then she knows you found that list.
God.
You can't say anything. And then it was kind of like one of those Christmas story actions where it's like, oh, what's this thing over here?
Yeah.
And then I found it. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, I'll never look again. I never looked at a list after then. But that didn't stop me from still snooping later on. Like by 7th grade. That was the last time for sure I snooped. I would cut little holes in the wrapping paper and see if I could peek through and make slide of some of the box.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
That's really funny.
And so I'll be like, so what's pink and teal that comes out this year? Pink and teal, pink and teal. Have to do to make another a hole? I don't know.
What one year, my parents, I got them to agree that whatever time we woke up, we would open presents.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh yeah, because we normally woke up at like 9 o'clock. So at 3:14 a.m., I woke my parents up by letting our dog Moose, who was not a house dog, in the house, and then all three of us jumped on the bed, yelling, "It's Christmas! It's Christmas! Time to wake up! It's Christmas!"
That's so sweet.
Oh,
My
man.
dad said, "Get the fuck off the bed, you little idiots! Go back to bed." Nobody
man.
said get up, and he goes, "You guys haven't been awake at 3:14 in your whole goddamn life, and now you're waking us up right now." So then I was like, "All right, fine. 3:14 is too early, apparently." So then at like 5:15, I did it again. So my dad just woke up that time. My mom laid there in a catatonic state, and she did not arise until, I'm going to say, 11:30.
What?
Yeah. Well, you got to realize she was up like probably until 2:45 wrapping presents.
Oh, because it was all last minute.
Well, yeah.
Okay, because
I mean, I think she had to do a lot of Santa stuff too, because we would always get, she would always have to like arrange them for Santa and stuff.
yeah, I know all about what my mom did.
Yeah, and anyway, so I was like, "Oh my god!" And then they were really mad. They got mad again. So then finally, it was like 11:30. Boy, that Christmas was like just drug on and on. We're like, "Oh my god!" So Dad made us pancakes, and
because you couldn't open anything until she got out of bed.
correct.
Yeah.
Well, she did do like all the shopping,
Yeah.
so that's fair.
Yeah.
But it was just the
You're sure she
11:30
didn't stay
kinda
in
sucked.
bed out of spite? Like, fuck you guys.
I don't know. I mean, you'd think that you'd be happy as a parent that your kids are that excited about what you're doing that they wake you up at I mean, they said, because I literally cleared it. I was like, "Look, when I get up tomorrow, can we unwrap presents? I don't really want to get up and then wait for hours for everybody else to wake up. When I get up, can we do that?" And nobody goes, "Well, yeah, but don't be waking us up before 5 or anything like that." I'm like,
Mhm.
"So anytime I wake up, it'll be fine?"
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Yeah."
Because they didn't expect
then
you to get up super early.
3:13, and the dog was hilarious.
I bet.
Because he ran in and was just licking my mom's face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It was funny.
yeah, so my mom said this was like, I've never been to a Black Friday thing. I'm not gonna fucking go to the stores at that time, which is the
Yeah.
craziness that happens. But she said that during the Cabbage Patch doll thing, this is how it was. She said it was fucking nuts. Like when he's going to the store and people are pushing and shoving and just fucking yelling
Yeah.
at each other and stuff. She said it was like that. It was just ridiculous. So
Yeah, that's what the IMDb says. Yeah, I of course, I don't remember anything in the news about it. Obviously, we were so young, but
Yeah.
still, like, I never really heard about it. I knew that was like the toy of the year, but yeah, that's nuts. People just freak out like that. I mean,
Well, they want some. I mean, look at how hard this guy tried just to get an action figure for his kid.
yeah,
But imagine if he would have gotten it when he was supposed to get it. There wouldn't have been a movie, obviously, but it would have been
Right.
pretty easy.
Jingle All the Way, Dad, I want this toy. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, all right, I
That's a
got it.
movie.
All right, there's the movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I mean, I don't know, that whole premise to me where the dad's the one buying it, and it's just is like it's
Yeah,
a little ridiculous.
Like, she never mentioned a job. She never. I mean, did she? Did she
No.
mention anything besides making cookies and?
It looks to me like all she does is make cookies because they weren't doing it. She's busy. She's too tired and sore from Ted.
God damn it.
Which Ted though?
Whoa, never thought of that angle.
Oh,
That's why that fucking reindeer hated him so much.
Ah. Or those are reindeer games?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sorry.
And anyway, so
Inappropriate, Kelly. Cheese.
Oh fuck.
Well,
This
then
is
the
our
kid's, like,
podcast.
so
You
mean.
know it's not inappropriate. Come on.
he's so fucking mean to his dad too. It's like I would have never got away with saying any of
I
that
know
shit.
how he was hanging up on him, like slamming the
Oh,
phone down and all
holy
that.
shit.
Like, yeah, you're disappointed, but hot dang, like your dad's Arnold, like he's buff, he's gonna beat you to a pulp. But he doesn't get mad to him.
Yeah,
That was horrible.
God damn
it
it.
was pretty funny.
Oh, man.
And then the Sinbad in this is such a good foil for
Oh yeah, he's
Such
Arnold.
an asshole.
he is.
I really like that's who they chose for that.
Yeah.
Because he's almost the same size,
Yeah.
like height wise, and
Well, like who they wanted? They freaking wanted Joe Pesci, but they did like height wise, this is not going to look good because Joe Pesci's like 5'3" or something, and Arnold's
Actually, Sinbad's taller than Arnold.
yeah,
Sinbad's
that's right.
fucking 6'4".
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I never thought he was that tall. I don't,
he's a big
didn't
dude.
really notice it next to,
Well, Arnold
Yeah.
is like obviously
6'2".
outweighs him in muscle by a ton, but
yeah.
he's at least the same height
yeah.
or a little taller. So it makes like some of the, I mean, Arnold and then Joe Pesci running next to him. Like, what are we going to have Home Alone? But
Yeah.
instead, you just watch Arnold just beat the shit out of the guy. And then I love Jim Belushi's cameo in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give you, this was a fucking excellent fight. It was way better than the one I was thinking of
Yeah.
with the I don't even remember what the fuck fight I was thinking of the last time, but
On Elf? Last week?
yeah. This is fucking great. This fight, this fucking Santa fight was awesome. Fucking Big Show shows up in there, so
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
the wrestler. I knew there was a wrestler in there. I couldn't remember his name though.
Yeah.
oh man.
And then there's like the smaller guys are just like getting knocked over. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
It was awesome. They're just like
I love that
fucking
shit.
making like bootleg toys and shit like that for people.
El Tiempo de Turbo or Turbo,
Yeah.
whatever the hell it was. I remember seeing it. I was like, it's too bad that's not in German.
Yeah.
Because he could definitely be like, well, your aunt I sent away to get it, and she sent you this cool German one. Look at, oh yeah.
Mhm.
He's angry, Turbo Man.
So that brings me
You know?
to the fucking end of this thing where he's dressed as Turbo Man and his son doesn't recognize him whatsoever. He's not covering his fucking face. He's got that little visor on. He's the
Yeah, I
only
know.
fucking Austrian dude in the whole fucking place. You didn't hear anybody else with a fucking accent, so come on.
No.
And then
He
his
looks
wife
like him.
also doesn't seem to recognize him. I don't know if she's just playing it off or she didn't really recognize him either. And
I
it's
don't
just
think
like,
so. She was like right there,
Yeah.
and
She's still devastated over a breakup with Ted. I mean, if my dad got in a fucking Turbo Man outfit, you can bet I would know it was him.
yeah.
It's easy to like when you recognize people. That's one of those cool things that human beings are super good at is recognizing other people.
yeah. Even when they're not facing you,
Yeah, and like from a long ways away, you can just recognize them.
the way they walk,
Yeah.
the way their shoulders sit, whatever.
Yep.
You think a kid would be able to pick on that?
Well, he's probably just wishing that Ted was his dad. After he caught his mom getting a back rub from Ted so many times.
She was petting Ted.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that sucks that
Go ahead.
nothing. Just go ahead.
What part of this movie, what part of the acting of Jake Lloyd do you think George Lucas was like, man, yes, I'd like to have that kid in my movie. Yes. With his fucking jowls and stuff like that. Just like, what fucking part in here went, yeah, that kid's a good actor. I'm going to bring him in.
When he was posing as the mailman drinking, thanks to you, Dad. He's drinking. That's the
That
scene.
part right there, that scene.
Yep, that's the scene.
I think I might be the only person in the world that's like, I thought the kid did an all right job as Anakin. I thought he was supposed to be, like, when I watched it, I kind of thought he was supposed to be kind of devoid of emotion and a little bit of a robot on purpose.
The thing
Then he
is
turns into Darth Vader.
the kid doesn't act whatsoever. He yells his lines every time he says a line. In this movie, he does the same thing. He doesn't do anything else besides go, wah, 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 wah. It's the same fucking thing. And he did it in Star Wars also.
Andy, did you stub your toe?
face.
Yeah.
I want to see your face.
What happened?
You'll have to
What
look at
happened with that lightsaber?
That's pretty much all you get out of him. He doesn't fucking do
Oh,
anything.
your mom died, Annie.
Oh man.
Oh
much
no,
more
your
shit did he do
dad,
after
dog,
fucking Star
and mom
Wars?
died. Oh, that's terrible, Annie. Are you okay? Ah, wah, 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 wah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man. Let's see.
I thought he was fine. I think most of it though is when I seen it, I was just so excited because I don't think I seen any Darth Maul anything, nothing on the TV. Because the lead up to that, we were staying with my grandparents, so there was no TV watching going on.
Yeah.
We were pretty much just playing outside till it was too dark, and then fumbling our way back into the house when it was dark, and then like passing out. So we went in there, and I see the double-edged lightsaber, and that's all I can remember is just awesome fight scenes
Yeah.
between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn and the whole thing. And I didn't mind Jar Jar that much. I didn't even notice. I honestly didn't really notice the kid. Oddly enough, the person I didn't like was Queen Amidala the whole time.
No,
I'm like,
it was bad. It wasn't.
you stupid shit. Why are you agreeing to any of this? You're a dummy. And most of it's just like the movie. Some of the plot doesn't make. I mean, it's like Palpatine's rise to power. All you got to do is just like know any history at all, and it's like basically Adolf Hitler's rise to power.
But they don't
It's like the
have.
same fucking.
But
thing.
they don't have that because this is before Adolf Hitler.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, but I knew that. I was in 8th grade or whatever the hell.
But these people aren't going to know
whatever the hell.
that. So if you're trying to have these guys understand that Palpatine's trying to take over, they're not going to know anything about Adolf Hitler because Adolf Hitler hasn't been born yet.
No. What I'm saying is, as an audience member, I knew what was going on, and I'm like, this is just too much broadcasting.
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody already knew Palpatine was the Emperor, anyways.
Well, I didn't watch that much of the
original trilogy,
the Star Wars before then. Yeah. So it would have been it would have hooked more people if he was like super nice and feeding puppies, helping out babies. And then just like, oh, P.S. I'm the Emperor. What?
Dude?
How the hell did that happen? And, I don't know. I just think that it's like The Mandalorian has way less dialogue, and you just kind of get what's going on.
Yeah.
And then the stuff happens, and it's like a basic good story, That's what I think what Star Wars is kind of missing. Some of it's a little too complicated.
Yeah, I mean they go way more epic than I think. Even like the single person stories are far more epic than they probably need to be. You just need to tell a story about one or two people. Yeah, I don't need to hear everything that the rebels are doing, everything that the this or that is doing. Just follow a dude and apparently a child, and we'll see what kind of hijinks they get into, kind of thing. So
yeah. I really like that the Mandalorian isn't just Force thing after Force thing too.
Yes, well, I mean,
I like that it happens once in a while.
Yeah,
and it's very rare, and there's a clear cost to it, and then it doesn't work anymore, and that's awesome. I like how it's just a knucklehead with a cool suit of armor that just knuckleheads his way through stuff, much like we would do it.
Just like Schwarzenegger does at the end of this fucking movie.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, if I could, I might, you know what I might do? I might download an illegal version of Jingle All the Way and then cut it and just take most of the kids' parts out. And I bet money I would enjoy the movie about 1,000% more, because then it just becomes a hilarious Arnold Schwarzenegger adventure where he fights Sinbad, some Santas, and Booster.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. The fucking that whole jetpack scene at the end is ridiculous too. Just like that's pretty sweet. You guys made a working jetpack. Apparently, it works really well. Except you probably need a little bit of training on it. The guy who used it before just woke up out of his coma, but it's all right.
Right.
And we gave you like a plastic helmet or some shit.
Maybe showed some brain activity.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
Yeah. Like, whoa. I love how he just immediately shoots up to like a mile up in the air, and you just see him with the backdrop, and he's like,
Yeah. My daughter's sitting there watching it with me. She's like, "This is totally fake," and I was like, "What? Did you think that Arnold Schwarzenegger actually got a jetpack and flew in the air?" She's like, "Oh, it looks so fake," and I'm like, "God damn it, you're already starting. God damn it."
That sucks. That's basically the end of their innocence when they start recognizing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Then they discover that the world is made up of a bunch of bullshit. Well,
oh fuck.
That's interesting.
Damn it, Eric.
So, Phil Hartman is great in this.
He is.
He's so good. He can play. I mean, you want to talk about a tragedy gone before his time? Like, you can watch him in Third Rock from the Sun and look at that guy. And if you just like blacked out his face so you couldn't see his face, if you said, "Is this the same guy as Ted?" You'd be like, "No, there's no fucking way it's the same guy."
Yeah.
None of the same mannerisms, nothing, you know. But you get like Tom Hanks from any of his movies besides the Mailman one, not the Mailman one, but the one where he's stuck at the terminal. You're like, yeah, it's Tom Hanks. Except for maybe Forrest Gump.
He can do other things.
No, he has some people can just play themselves because they're so awesome, like Tom Hanks.
Is that more like a Will Smith thing? I wouldn't say Tom Hanks is in that category.
I mean, he's played Tom Hanks in everything. We watched the movie. There's subtle differences, but they're very similar people. It's not like he's doing anything like. Okay, did you see the Third Rock from the Sun thing with Phil Hartman? All right, he plays one of the Dubček's, the landlord's ex-boyfriends.
Okay.
And kidnaps Harry, and he's like, "Oh yeah!" You remember that?
Maybe.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, it's just that it's a really good performance, and it's a lot different than this.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of get it.
I mean, Jim Carrey in The Mask is, Jim Carrey's things is a pretty good example of
Jim
that
Carrey
too.
is very much the same Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about Jim Carrey now versus like all the other stuff he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, shit though, Ace Ventura versus Lloyd Christmas. I mean, that's a pretty far difference.
Yeah.
One's
competent, the other one's not.
Yeah. One's extremely competent, actually. Don't you go dying on me.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh man! I told you I said, "Don't you go dying on me" at work, and I'm like, "This is a bad place to fucking say that." I work in a pharmacy, so not a great place.
Yeah. Just a customer comes up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So there is. Can you hold this for a second? I gotta go take a leak, and then you come back. So old people can be useful in our society.
Oh man!
Don't you go dying on me. Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, the what was I gonna say?
I don't know, what were you?
Christmas movies definitely have a lot of funny stuff that they don't seem to embrace.
Mm-hmm.
There's like conflict with presents. Like a movie I've always wanted to see is maybe a movie with kids where the mom switches up the Christmas lists and then the kids get each other's presents.
They have the wrong present.
Yeah, and then they're just like do a prank war on each other over it. Like trying to get even because they think the other one did it. Like the other one took the name tag because like they each have the crossed out name and then the wrong name written on top of it. So they think the other one did it to him on purpose.
No.
I just think that there's definitely a funny movie there. Because you could have kids doing like funny Home Alone type stuff.
To each other during Christmas?
Yeah. And even mean non-Home Alone stuff like dunking the other kid's head in the toilet. Just funny stuff.
Damn it.
Like
Oh, man.
splashing water on them, then pushing them outside in the freezing cold and shutting the door and then turning the radio up
Ice
real
bucket
loud.
challenge.
Yeah. That'd be really funny.
Did you guys watch the after credit scene?
No.
Did you know there was
Not
an
this
after
time
credit
around.
scene?
No.
Oh man, they were trying to set up, I guess, for a sequel, and the sequel we got was a Larry the Cable Guy movie.
Oh yeah.
Basically, it was the wife is like, "Well, did you get my present?" You know, all that shit. So
Oh,
yeah,
we've
we saw
seen that.
that.
Yeah.
I was just surprised there was an after credit thing. I was just the credits were playing, and I walked away from it. I was doing something else and came back in. I was like, "There's a fucking after credit scene for this movie? That's weird." Oh man.
You're good at those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apparently, this movie was stolen from some teacher, and let's see. So Fox stole the script, and they were ordered to pay $19 million to this teacher, but they ended up dropping the thing down to $1.5 million. So, I mean, fuck.
Why did they end up dropping it?
It doesn't say. Yeah.
God, that'd suck so bad.
Yeah. I guess he had sent the script in under a different name to the studio, and then in 94, and then they didn't credit him or give him any money for it, so he sued him. Fox appealed. The verdict was reversed since Webster's script was submitted after the studio had already purchased a treatment. So that's probably why. It must have settled afterwards.
Oh, but he did get a treatment for it, so
Yeah.
he did get some money. Probably nothing. I think I was listening to somebody on a podcast talking about getting like a couple $100 for that.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's why you don't see
Some
your
of that
fucking script
stuff.
in those things, man.
No. I mean, that's some of that, like, that stuff's so creepy, you know?
Creepy.
I don't know. Have you guys ever seen... Anyways, whenever I see that kind of stuff happen, I always picture John Lithgow with like a really fancy business suit on and a sneer, and he's just breaking into people's houses, stealing their money out of their pocket, then laughing and telling the other executives about how much money he stole. You know? And it's just John Lithgow because he does a good job acting with a sneer.
Yeah.
You know? Or Dan Aykroyd as the guy from the SNL skit with the bag of glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy too, but see that guy, he's totally like upfront about it. Oh yeah, it's a bag of glass. It's totally safe. And you're like, but he's not like, no, it's not a bag of. I'm not saying it's a bag of hard sand. He's like, it's a bag of glass. Honestly, I think kids need more bag of glass products. I think it'd be good for them. Yeah, one of them might lose a finger, but guess what? How many great stories do you get from that kid losing a finger? Yeah, I told the kid not to throw the glass like that, and he threw it. Boom, his finger came off. I mean, I have a good finger cutting off story. It didn't happen to me, thank God. But I get to tell it. A parent passed
if you
out.
and your brothers had a bag of glass, you'd probably be missing more than eyesight in one of your eyes, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably true because one of my favorite things to do ever is to hit glass with a baseball bat. And 100% I would have been like, hold the glass up in the air while I hit it with a baseball bat. And then somebody would have definitely had glass shards, either me or him or the other one as a bystander.
Or you miss and hit somebody with a baseball bat on accident purpose.
That wasn't really my style. You know what's stupid? I never thought of that. I'm like, generally it was such a struggle to get Robert and Dan to go out and do anything with me to begin with.
Yeah.
That I couldn't risk that. Because I wasn't allowed to beat them up, which is stupid because that's every older brother's right. And so I couldn't like just force them to go out there, you know. So I had to like persuade them. So I'd be like, no, nobody's going to get hit with a baseball bat. So, you know.
I swear
But the
I'm
good
not gonna
thing
hit you
was
with one.
I could get Robert to do stuff. Like Robert would do stuff to Dan sometimes. Like we're jumping off of our fort. And Dan got scared and didn't want to jump. And then Robert's like, Oh, hold on here, Dan. I'll show you how it's done. And he just pushed Dan off the fort. So we're talking like he barely hit this mattress.
Yeah.
He hit it on the side, so he hit it, and then it like threw him over sideways and onto the grass. And luckily, Dan was a sport, so he just thought it was awesome. So then we were all trying to jump off onto the edge. So of course, I missed it, hit the ground full on. And, we had all those kind of hijinks. The worst one was that we got a broken spring and it poked me right in the ass.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why the mattress was out there. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me for even like not thinking about it. Fucking went in deep. It was like an inch deep hole.
That's what she said. Oh fuck. So basically the this is a pretty fucked up movie with the bombs and stuff like that in the mail. He gives a fucking bomb to the cop and just runs away. I mean, he didn't know it was a bomb at the time, but still, real fucked up.
He's lucky that all he got was just bandaged hands.
Yeah.
He's not missing limbs. For
I mean, I feel like that guy's going to jail for a long time, right?
Hey, he's giving his kid the Turbo Man doll, though. I mean,
maybe. I mean, that might be confiscated as evidence or some shit.
I know that's about. I went to jail getting you the Turbo Man.
You could see it as Exhibit A at the my hearing. They might not let you play with it. I don't know.
I like how they bring up the same doll that or action figure he was talking about, the Johnny OMA.
Yeah.
One-man army with the one-man army gun.
Mm-hmm.
So funny.
Fucking one-man army gun.
I've never seen that toy. That must have just been fabricated.
Probably.
Yeah. According to my dad, the action figures that they got back in those days was a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wished I had grown up in those days, because then I could have got a shotgun. Although if we had a shotgun fight, I don't think it would have went as good as the BB gun fight did.
No. I'm going to say no.
Robert would have shot me in the eye and I'd be no longer with anybody.
So, Johnny 7 OMA is a multifunction toy weapon produced by Deluxe Reading under their Topper Toys toy line in 1964. So, no, it was a real thing.
Shit.
It had a rocket launcher, an anti-tank rocket, armor-piercing shell, anti-bunker missile, a repeating rifle, a Tommy gun, and an auto pistol.
Damn, dude. That sounds like a cool toy.
It looks pretty awesome.
Why don't they make that anymore?
I don't know. I mean, only one part of it has an orange tip, too, so... Here, we'll put this on the screen so people can see it. That's the Johnny 7 OMA.
I want one of those. Damn it.
So, send that, guys. Maybe. I don't know. See, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it'll show up.
See, there we go. There it is. There.
Whoa, that does look cool.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be awesome to have as a kid? And it looks like it actually shot stuff.
What? That's cool. Look at how holy shnikes. I can 100% guarantee you, had my dad and uncle got one of those, there'd be a story about my dad just letting them have it with the butt of the gun. Because that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah.
Shit, my dad tied my uncle to a donkey, I think. And they drug him through the fucking, like, holy crap. I don't know. I kind of wish we would have had donkeys and stuff. That would have been fun.
Man, you could have got a helmet and a walkie-talkie also. This thing's sweet. Oh, man. That looks like an awesome toy.
It does. It's okay, Steve. Nowadays, we've got, I don't know, Pokemon cards or something.
We got Nerf guns. I mean,
what do they even have?
Holy
shit, Nerf guns are fun, though.
Nerf guns.
Yes. I can't wait till we get to that stage.
And,
even though you'll constantly be shot at.
I like playing Nerf. I'm going to have a great time. He's going to get shot so many times.
The balls are the best. There's the the little suction cup arrow thing.
Balls are the best. That's
Oh,
what she said.
That's what
Go ahead.
I did say that.
I know what you're talking about though. There's like there's some ones that I was gonna get, but they're just too expensive. The ones I got were like fucking $10 a piece, so and they work pretty well. But there's awesome ones that have like you put in a fucking like a whole tube and you can just fire until the fucking tube's empty. So
Nice.
sweet.
Yeah, I was either at Costco or where else I would have been, Walmart, that had a really awesome selection, and I think the price was actually decent. I want to say Costco, but I don't know. I mean, 'cause I'm not, looking for that age group right now, so I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You get the
Those
baby a gun.
birthday-
He's just sitting there shooting Erik while he's playing a game.
He's strong enough to
Mm.
work it.
Yeah.
His little hands are ridiculously strong. He can actually like kind of pull himself up.
Yeah.
He like grabbed onto my shirt and started reefing on it, and like his feet were coming up off the ground a little bit, and I was like, what? His fingers shouldn't be that strong. This kid's ridiculous. Now he's starting to crawl really fast, so he looks like, I don't know. It's kind of scary because he's turning into a actual, person.
Actual human being.
Yeah, instead of just being like, a little blubbering goofball. And then pretty soon he's going to be getting into trouble, and I'll be like, why did you do that?
He's already getting into trouble. Are you serious? He'll find something and I'll dig it out of his mouth. I'm like, no, you don't do that. It's a bad baby. That's getting in trouble.
Well, I mean, talking about like shooting the neighbor's like windshield out with his BB gun. Why'd you do that? Well, I kind of thought it would be neat, and it was cool when the BB broke the glass, but I don't like this part of this whole interaction, so I wished I wouldn't have done it.
If we could just not do this part the next time I do this,
not get
That'd
caught.
be great.
Yeah, and the worst part is when you realize, wait a second, if I don't get caught, I don't have this part of the interaction at all. And little kids suck at not getting caught. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, it's obviously you. Or do we have to do it the hard way? And he's like, why, whatever do you mean, Father?
Oh, man.
So that stuff's pretty funny.
All right.
I got to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Do you guys even think that this plot line is remotely plausible nowadays?
No, because the internet.
I mean,
Yeah, dude.
well, not to mention, okay, so I don't think there's any toys that any kid's been excited about like that in probably 10 years. Because now all the kids are like, am I going to get an iPhone or an iPad or something with a screen on it?
Yeah,
Xbox,
it wouldn't be like a straight up
game?
like toy. It'd have to be like, because people were going crazy when the Wii U came out.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that, or not the Wii U, but the Wii. But that was more than 10 years ago. So, but yeah, I don't think there really is anything that exciting. Plus, the internet makes it so easy to just get it. There isn't there isn't this artificial, or maybe it was an artificial scarcity of these things. And if you really, really want something, you fucking buy it on eBay. If you have the money, you just end up biting the bullet and buying it for way too expensive for your kid. So,
Yeah.
so there's still, I mean, I guess you have to fight with the shipping companies. So there might be one where you order something for your kid that he really wants. It doesn't make it, and you have to drive across country to fucking make it to the depot that it's stuck at to go get it out of there and then make it back before Christmas. That kind of movie. So
I want to see that movie. That sounds good.
Yeah, there you go. I just made a new movie. Fox is going to steal it from me, and I'm going to have to sue them for however much money that guy sued them for.
Yeah.
So
that'd be cool. Then I can come move in with Steve at his nice mansion with his $18 million.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah.
$18 million. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Want to just donate
That'd
$18
be
million
great.
to us? That'd be great. I could split
Yeah,
that
why
5
not?
ways.
I have a million ideas, so if anybody needs like a movie idea, I can come up with a whole bunch right away. I mean, look, we've got like nobody's made a talking hyena movie before. There you go, multi-million-dollar
where the
movie right
hyena
there.
is
Hyena
starring?
Lion King.
That's not talking. Wait, did they talk?
Yes, they
I thought the
talked.
hyenas didn't talk.
Only one of them didn't talk. The other ones did. The one of them laughed all the time, and then the other two that were really like shown talked. So.
All right, here's a good idea for a movie. The trees come alive and try and kill you, and a logger saves his family by killing all of the tree men.
That movie's called Lumberjack.
Yeah.
Does it have like umlauts and stuff like that in the name?
Yeah. That'd be a cool movie. A horror movie where the trees are just killing you, and it's like, oh my God. And they're just basically just rip off ends, but then the guy's just murdering them. That'd be
Just
cool.
make it like that Trolls movie that we watched, Troll Hunter or whatever. But
Yeah.
against trees.
Yeah. That'd be
That
cool.
close-up cameras. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm so scared. I heard a tree fall.
I really hope trees can't smell shit because they'll smell me a mile away.
They're pining for me.
The fucking tagline will be if a tree kills in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, does it make it sound?
Yes.
Something like that.
I love it. Yes.
Wow, that's great. I wish I was better at CGI. We could make this movie.
Oh man, you imagine like
I'd
the
have to
camera
lose-
like where they're like, oh my God, I'm so scared. And then you hear the creaking of
Yes.
fucking wood in the background.
Yes.
Rustling of
Well,
leaves.
have you ever heard two
Ugh.
trees rub against each other? That ain't sexy. That's not a good no.
Now there's trees banging? What are we talking about here?
There's a part of the movie where he walks up and he catches the tree just doggy style in the other tree. And we're like,
Hardwood, I'll tell you what. The bark is worse than its bite.
oh my God, Kelly.
It's gonna cause a fire with all that friction.
Yes.
Oh, talk about rubbing two sticks together.
Good damn it.
That's
All right,
funny.
what rating did you guys give this movie?
I'll give it 3.5 stars.
I give it 3.5 stars too.
And I gave it 2.5 stars. Next week's movie is Eric's choice. What are you going to choose?
Die Hard.
All right. We're going to watch Die Hard. That's our last holiday
It's
movie.
gonna
for
be
the
the
year.
first time I've ever actually seen Die Hard.
It's a good one. It's way better than the other Die Hard you watched. Well, the one we watched for this podcast. I don't know. You may have watched the other Die Hards, but
I've seen Die Hard with a Vengeance, the one
Okay.
with Sam Jackson in it. That's a great movie.
yeah, that was 3, I believe.
Yeah, and I was like, I love that movie. There's
Mhm.
some bits in it where he like, okay, one part he slides down a cable with his bare hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I've worked with cable in real life. You're not doing that. That
Yeah.
guy would literally have like no hands left in about 20 feet. Because the cable just shreds your hands.
Yeah.
It's got all these little tiny like wires sticking out, and
Well, and the friction will
Bird
just
shit.
fuck you up too. So
it's not good.
yeah,
it's gonna
that's
hurt
the
a
third
lot.
one. All right, so next week we will watch Die Hard. I think that's going to be it, though. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching, everybody. Make sure you
Yeah.
guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure, mixer.com/Turkadur, and twitch.tv/Turkadur Plays. You can also go to youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions. You can follow us on Twitter @HAP Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter @Turkadur. You can follow Eric on Twitter @
Quick and severe.
You can follow Kelly on Twitter @
Sugar Snuggles.
You can follow Ricky on Twitter @Furry Twitter Balls and Jason on Twitter @Unbelievable1. You can also email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky @HAPgaming.com. Each one of those names individually @HAPgaming.com. You can find all the stuff I've been saying in the description on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions and twitch.tv/Turkadur Plays. Thanks for watching, everybody. Join us this week as we play something in the middle of the week. I don't know what it is. Probably, what would that be, on New Year's, most likely? I don't know.
Yeah.
New Year's and New Year's Eve, one of those days. We'll play something this week. And then next Sunday, 7:00 p.m. Pacific time, as we talk about Die Hard. And I sneezed. There it is. That's how we're going to end it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.